I found myself incredibly moved and deeply touched and affected by the video footage that has come out today from Eretz Yisrael. The video footage shows some 6 hostages, Israelis, in various locations in Gaza, underground, kept in tunnels, in captivity, in horrifying conditions. And amongst the video footage is the video footage of them lighting the Hanukkah candles, trying to observe a mitzvah, a ritual, a connection to their people, to their history, in the most darkest of places and darkest of times. They say a bracha, a blessing, Shechiyanu v'kiyimanu v'yanu lizman hazeh. And when I heard them saying these words, I had chills, because it is a bracha thanking Hashem for allowing us to reach this season. We make that bracha every year, every Yom Tov, every time we perform a mitzvah associated with the festivals. But do we really have that feeling of hope and thanksgiving that we've made it here, that we've been able to survive and live to celebrate this festival, celebrate this Yom Tov once more? And then one of the hostages, a couple of them, shared their blessings for the festivals, for Chag Sameach, but shared a message, a Dvar Torah, which I think is far greater than anything any rabbi, as great as they may be, as illustrious and scholarly as they may be. These short words that they shared stirs the soul in a far deeper way. They spoke about miracles. They spoke about light. They spoke about triumph over our enemies. There in the darkest of tunnels, recorded by those brutal, horrific enemies that were incarcerating them, threatening them, they spoke with pride, with Jewish pride, with hope, with faith. In the Hanukkah story, it describes how the Yavanim, the Greeks who were associated with the forces of darkness and evil, tried to destroy all that was holy for the Jewish people. But there was one thing they couldn't destroy, one thing that they could not defile, and that was a small flask of oil. The teachings of Chassidus explain that that small flask of oil represents the Pintel Yid, the essential core of a Jewish soul. The Jewish soul which is one with Hashem, which is a part of God within us. And no matter how outwardly observant a Jew may be, how outwardly they may practice the Torah and its mitzvahs, that incorruptible jar of oil, that incorruptible spark of faith, of emunah, of implicit connection to Hashem, the ability to sacrifice ourselves for who we are as Jews, that part of us cannot be tainted. And when the Maccabees, the Hashmonaim, found that flask and tapped into it, the power of that flask brought about the great miracle of Hanukkah. So when I watch this video, I think there's no greater Hanukkah drasha that could be given. That we may find ourselves in the darkest of circumstances, where our enemies rise up against us, where all hope seems lost, and yet in that darkness a flame burns. In that darkness, the candle, the Ner Hashem Nishmas Adam, the flame of the soul, which is the candle of God, shines brightly. That flame cannot be extinguished. That flame of absolute faith, a sense of identity and pride in conviction in being a Jew, is not something that anyone can rob us of. No way, no one, and no place can ever dampen it. That flask of oil was found in the tunnels under Gaza, amongst these heroic hostages who gave up their lives al Kiddush Hashem, and who, through this video, will inspire thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of Jews around the world who have the luxury and the opportunity to fulfill the mitzvah of Hanukkah candles in the truest of sense, to discover their inner flask of oil that lies within them and to live with it in their own lives. Chanukah Sameach, Am Yisrael Chai.